So, if you're wondering if the new Fifine T669 USB condenser microphone is worth buying, keep on watching this video.
'Cause I know you've been through a lot. I can see it in your face. No matter what you're going through, I promise you that I'ma be the one to come and save you, girl. 'Cause I don't really.
What's up, everybody? It's Chris Lee back with another United Destiny Entertainment video. Check this out. What I'm going to be doing with this video is an unboxing/review of the new T669 USB condenser microphone from Fifine. Now, they went ahead and sent me out this microphone. I'm pretty excited to review it. Now, you know, in a lot of videos in the past, I recommended that you guys not buy USB microphone because of the signal interference that you can get from using USB ports with computers. But in this particular case, if I have to be honest, the majority of the time, a lot of you people don't have a lot of money to go out and buy all this new equipment anyway, so you got to work with the budget that you have. So if you have a $50 budget, we are actually going to test this microphone out to see if it's actually worth spending that $50. So I'm actually going to do some voiceovers, some podcasts, and probably even record some vocals. So make sure you stay tuned for the video. If you're new to this channel, be sure to hit the subscribe button as well as the notification bell to get more videos like this in the future. Let's get to it. All right, so here's the microphone. This is the box that it actually came in. I actually just got it from Amazon right now. This is of the Fifine T669 USB condenser microphone. So I'm going to go ahead and unbox this thing. Let's see what the first thing we got in here. This is what a little user guide. Check that out. It's a little pop filter. Check this out. It's not bad. I mean, for the most part, a pop filter is a pop filter, so the quality of it, I mean, it does its job. You know, I really wouldn't complain. It's not a whole lot of money that you would want to spend on one of these, just as long as it do its job. Now, I'm feeling a little iffy about the little rubber stopper piece. It seems a little loose. If you can see that, almost like it can actually break off. So I'm not really sure about that. All right, so for the most part, I mean, I love the way it's sitting right now. I wouldn't necessarily have to use it on a dynamic microphone, more of a condenser microphone. But just looking at it, it's moving around pretty good. I would say that this is actually worth having. This is, I mean, especially if it's an extra one that you have sitting around the house. It's not that high quality, but it definitely gets the job done. This is pretty much all you would need in the process. So I would pretty much say that this is a pretty good pop filter to go ahead and have. So I'm going to go ahead and take that off. We actually have the microphone in here. Wow. Little itty bitty guy, like a little mini me microphone. This is probably by far one of the smallest microphones I've ever seen in my entire life. But you never want to judge a book by its cover, so I'm kind of excited to try the microphone out and see what it sounds like. Again, I'm not a big fan of USB microphones just because working with them in the past, but you know, you never want to shoot it down. You want to try it out and see what it actually sounds like. That's the most important part. Has a little volume knob on here. It doesn't seem to have any type of switches or low pass, high pass switches on there or anything like that. I mean, I really wouldn't expect it to, it being a USB microphone, but it's a real little itty bitty microphone. It can legitimately sit in the palm of my hand, so it's pretty small. USB cable, so that'd be pretty convenient. Got a little windscreen as well. Not that I would need to use that in any other situation outside of, you know, inside the home or whatever, but it's still good. It's still a good option to have. It's definitely going to help with any type of noise, especially P sound. So windscreens, pop filters, the whole 9 yards, that's definitely something that you want to have while recording audio. A shock mount. It's a shock mount. It's not high quality. It's not like the metal ones that you would get with the more expensive microphones that you will buy. But I'm pretty sure that it'll get the job done. I'm pretty sure it's going to do what it's supposed to do. Now, as far as this particular portion of it, okay. I mean, it's not again, this is not high quality. I definitely wouldn't have it sitting around the house or anything like that, you know, on the floor or anything like that, because you'll probably step on it and break it. Suspension arm. to go ahead and, you can hook this up to your desk or in your work area. That way you're able to control the microphone and have it right in your face. So these things will definitely come in handy in a situation for me, because sometimes my mic stands get in the way, especially if they have the long arms. I have to maneuver it a particular way so it's not hitting my speaker or the wall or any other studio equipment that I may have in front of me. What I'm gonna do from this portion of the video is I'm gonna try to get this thing set up, get everything ready to go, and then I'm gonna go ahead and test some vocals out, do a voiceover, throw some plugins on there to see exactly what this microphone sound like. You'll see the trouble areas as far as the frequency. Is supposed to have good frequency response in this microphone. So for $50, we're going to see if it's really worth buying. Keep on watching this video. All right, guys, so I'm back with this portion of the video. As you can see, I actually have the microphone hooked up. Now I have the mic actually going through USB to my computer, and it's going through my OBS software as well as my Voicemeeter Banana software. Those are two softwares that I use a lot for podcasts and things like that. So that's actually the first thing that I wanted to try and test out. Before I jump into this review, one thing that I forgot to mention is it actually comes with a little microphone tripod as well. I guess I was moving so fast that I kind of missed that. So check that out. It's nothing too special at all. Just for the convenience of having it. I guess it'd be something if you absolutely have nothing else. But, for what it's worth, I guess it's good to have. But if you can upgrade and get something better as far as the microphone tripod, then I would definitely do that. But if you don't have the budget, again, this would be perfect. Okay, so just put that to the side real quick. All right, so now my initial review as far as the sound quality. Right now, it's going straight to my computer. And I'm using the little sound knob on here, the volume knob. And right now, it's probably about a quarter of the way. I would say that it's pretty bright. It definitely has the clarity. I would say it's a little bit sharp, as far as the microphone. But if I had nothing else and this was just something that I needed to record, you add a little warmness with the EQ, some low mids or some low frequency to this microphone, then it would definitely sound like a warm microphone. It definitely has a clarity. So if anything, I would choose clarity over muffledness. So I do give it brownie points in that for sure. I will say that the levels initially for 25% is a little hot, in my opinion. This would kind of sounds like I have the volume at least 80%, but I don't. I would say that it's a little bit hot, but let me see. For the most part, I can talk here and still pick myself up. If I talk here, then this is what the vocals sound like. If I talk here, then this is what the vocals sound like. And if I talk with my head down, you can still hear me. It's almost like it's a omnidirectional microphone, but it isn't. So I would definitely, it depends on who you are. That could be a good thing and that can be a bad thing. In this particular situation, I would definitely like the fact that the microphone is picking me up, but for some people, they may not like that. You could use a reflection filter, but it wouldn't work in this scenario. With a mic stand, it'll definitely work. And I have a few extra ones, so I may test that out. I may not test it out. But for the most part, just listening to what I'm sounding like right now, I would say that this quality isn't that bad. This is something that I would definitely use for a podcast if I didn't have any other options. If I was on a go and I needed to set something up quickly and just be able to plug in and go, this will be a perfect scenario. All right, so this is actually another setting. Now, with this microphone is definitely going to make a difference with any microphone, the proximity effect. So how close you get to the microphone, this is what the vocals is going to sound like. Now, if I said the same thing, how close you get to the microphone, this is what it's going to sound like. At a different distance, it sounds a little bit better. I'm going to go ahead and try to slap some plugins on here to see if it's actually going to make a difference. So I'm just going to loop that portion of it and turn off record ready. Okay, so for the most part, just speaking at this distance with this microphone, it doesn't sound that bad. Now what I'm going to do in the process is I'm going to go ahead and try to slap some plugins on here to see if it's actually going to make a difference. Okay, so I mean, that doesn't sound bad. Now, in a process, what I want to go ahead and do is, the first thing I want to try to do in this situation is to go ahead and use, let's find a noise gate. We'll go with the SSL, turn on the gate, and let's see. Okay, so for the most part, just speaking at this distance with this microphone, it doesn't sound that bad. Now what I'm going to do in the process is I'm going to go ahead and try to slap some plugins on here to see if it's actually going to make a difference. One thing that I will say that stands out to me is that just going through the USB in general, like I say, you're always going to get like that little signal interference or a little noise or a little hum. It's very light on this computer, but that's still something that I would never want in my computer or my recordings in general. So that's why I'm against using USB microphones. But for the most part, it still definitely sounds like a great microphone. Now, hey, what's up everybody? It's Chris Lee back with another United Destiny Entertainment tutorial video. Okay, so for the most part, that definitely sounds pretty good. It doesn't sound bad at all. Now, if I decided to go ahead and top that with some compression, let's try CLA2A. This is probably one of my favorite compressors. It's probably definitely bring the volume up a lot and make it a lot louder. Hey, what's up everybody? It's Chris Lee back with another United Destiny Entertainment tutorial video. Okay, so that's not bad. That's something that I would actually utilize if I had nothing else to go ahead and do a voiceover with. So I'm going to go ahead and just bypass that. Do a little de-essing. Hey, what's up everybody? It's Chris Lee back with another United Destiny Entertainment tutorial video. Hey, what's up everybody? It's Chris Lee back with another United Destiny Entertainment tutorial video. Let's go ahead and add that compressor again. Hey, what's up everybody? It's Chris Lee back with another United Destiny Entertainment tutorial video. Nice, that actually sounds pretty good. That's pretty solid. That's something that I would definitely utilize and save for these particular presets for this microphone. Sounds pretty good. This being a USB microphone, I would definitely say that this microphone is sounding great right now, especially when you throw some Waves plugins on it. I see why this microphone is definitely rated so high, being a $50 microphone, because it actually sounds good. Normally when I use a dynamic microphone or a microphone that has a lot of low mid frequencies or low end, or that's just very warm, the majority of the time I have to cut out at least 60 hertz, 60 to 100 hertz to go ahead and help my clarity pop through while doing a voiceover, or even just recording to some music in general. Now in this particular situation, this mic is already, I guess you can say, pretty bright. So in this particular case, I wouldn't have to do that. Now, if I decided to, let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to put on a high pass filter and we're going to cut around 90. Hey, what's up everybody? It's Chris Lee back with another United Destiny Entertainment tutorial video. Okay, so what I'm going to do in this particular portion of the video is I'm going to go ahead and stop the video. I'm going to try to just record 2 sample vocals, and that's going to be a 1 rap vocal and that's going to be 1 singing vocal. And then what I'm going to do is just try to put some effects on them to see exactly what they sound like. And then I'm going to go ahead and come back to you in a video. So stay tuned for that. I'm going to go ahead and play it and then I'm going to be honest with you guys. So check it out. BOSS, I'm a boss. To be a boss like me, it costs. My success got niggas lost. Got many whips in a big ass house. I play hard when I'm in that pain. Haters try, but they really can't. Working 9 to 5. The money I make is a reason they make banks. Foreign women I attract. I'm a boss and that's a fact. You can tell. Look at my bodyguards, they big and dress in black. And so far, I mean, I think that sounds pretty good. Now, granted, again, it's going through my voice meter. So you're not necessarily going to hear the best quality of what I'm actually hearing in Pro Tools myself. If it sounds good, then trust me, the final version of it actually sounds better. But playing it through voice meter, I feel it takes away from the dynamics and the quality. And that could have a lot to do with the software. Not Pro Tools, but the voice meter software. Now, in the process, what I did was I also did a little singing vocal. So check it out.
'Cause I know you've been through a lot. I can see it in your face. No matter matter what you're going through, I promise you that I'ma be the one to come and save you, girl. 'Cause I don't really care what he put you through, girl. I know I can be your savior. I promise you that it'll get better.
It's still on 64, so if you hear any type of clicking or anything like that, it's because I'm playing it on a low sample rate for the buffer size. Normally I would play this a lot harder and higher and record it a lot higher. So all right guys, so check this out. I'm gonna go ahead and give you guys some of my honest takeaways from using this microphone. I'm gonna give you the pros and cons. The reason why I'm starting with the cons first is because I think it's always better off to end off with some constructive criticism and positivity about anything. So in this particular situation with this USB microphone, some of the cons that I don't like: number one, I don't like the latency. I don't like the latency in any USB microphone. That is pretty much annoying. I don't see how anybody would want to deal with that while trying to record. Now, granted, you can mute yourself, not hear yourself, but if you're like me or most artists out there, you want to actually hear yourself. The problem with decreasing the buffer size too low is that, yeah, it'll take away some of that latency, but the other issue is you'll start hearing a lot of clicks and pops, and that's not something that you want to run into. Now, granted, I don't really hear that while I'm using any of the voice meter software. Using it inside of Pro Tools, I definitely ran into some issues with latency, and I didn't like that because it kind of made me feel out of my element while I was recording. I had to kind of mute myself to go ahead and basically get a good recording. And I'm usually the type, I want to hear myself while I'm recording my vocals. So the number two con that I feel like in a situation that may not be that big of a deal, but it bothers me a little bit, is that I don't have much control with it being a USB microphone. Granted, there's the volume knob on the front, but I don't really have control over the gain levels the way that I would like to. I guess I'm trying to say it comes in a little too hot. I recorded about less than 25% the entire time to go ahead and try to get good levels, and it was a little bit rough to kind of control the leveling. Usually I like recording through dynamic microphones, through preamps or compressors or whatever the case may be. So it was something that I worked through and I definitely got, but it's just something to keep in mind. I don't think that it necessarily cuts you out. Now, I wouldn't necessarily say that it's a deal breaker, but it is something to keep in mind while you're actually trying to go ahead and record some of your vocals inside of Pro Tools. For a voiceover, I feel like it sounds great. There's no problem. But when it comes to recording vocals, you want to definitely make sure that you have something with a little more control, or that you have a little more control over to get the best out of your recordings. Number three, the only thing that I would say is it was a little sharp, but it did work perfectly for voiceovers. But when it came to actually recording vocals to an instrumental, I will say that the frequency response was a little lacking, and that I had to cut and boost in a lot of areas, as well as add more plugins that I wanted to get a good recording. But I was able to get a good recording. So I did a little test with a little rap vocal, little singing vocals with, some harmonies and things like that. And I really tried to do some effects processing to go ahead and get the vocals to sound the best way possible. Now, that was something that I did quick. If I spent a lot more time with it, then of course, yeah, granted, I can probably get it to sound a lot better. But the majority of the time, you don't want to have to do that much work across the board in general. All right, guys, so let me go ahead and give you guys some of the pros with this microphone. Again, this is an honest review. I'm not being paid. I'm not being sponsored for this video, but I just want to go ahead and tell you guys the honest pros in this situation. Number one for me is the microphone sounds great straight out of the box. To be able to pull a microphone this cheap out of a box and go ahead and plug it into my computer as a USB microphone, it sounded great. I mean, I was blown away by the quality, especially doing just this voiceover right now in podcasts. Usually I would go ahead and use my lavalier or use my SM7B Shure microphone. It's a dynamic microphone to go ahead and do all my voiceovers like I do on all my other videos. But as you can see, I decided not to switch back to my dynamic microphone because this microphone just sounds great. There's no reason for me to change. I feel like the quality sounds good enough to do this video, and I'm pretty happy with it. So number two, in this situation, it's very inexpensive. For this to be a $50 microphone, and it comes with the pop filter, the windscreen, the condenser microphone, the extension arm to be able to utilize it the way that I'm using it now. Now, I personally feel this was actually worth it. And then not to mention, it also still comes with the microphone tripod. Now, this would be perfect in a situation if you're doing something like mukbangs or something like that, or, you know, where you're doing, you know, the eating videos where they like to record themselves up close. To have your microphone sitting on this and then having a microphone right there in front of you while you eat, I think that would be a pretty good pro in a situation, a very inexpensive microphone to go ahead and do videos like that. My third pro to using this actual microphone is it's very small and compact. I honestly feel like this thing is so small that if I decided to, you know, go record at a friend's house and say I didn't want to take a bunch of bags and all this other stuff, it's really small enough to just put in my pocket, to be honest with you. Put in my pocket or my jacket pocket or whatever, you know, throw it in my backpack. I don't have to worry about having all this extra stuff. Most mic mounts are universal and can fit on any mic stand. So I wouldn't have to worry about taking everything everywhere if I didn't want to. Even if I did in a process, just to have a kit this small and this easy to utilize, say if I wanted to go do a podcast at some friend's house or whatever the case may be, I would definitely say that it's worth having something like this and being able to record on the spot. Should you invest in this microphone? Absolutely. To get started, absolutely. If you want to record something on the go, absolutely. If you want to do podcasts, absolutely. I think that this is a great microphone. If you don't have a budget to record any other music or any music in general to buy an expensive microphone, then absolutely buy this microphone. If you have more money or you can afford a little bit more, then yes, I would definitely say save your money and get a little bit better. But when I say get a little bit better, I don't mean get a better USB microphone. I mean like skip over the USB microphones altogether if you can. I don't like signal interference. I don't like any hum that you get from using USB ports. I would rather everybody use an audio interface so you can have a cleaner signal, you can have more control over your volume level and your gain levels, and then also you can just get a cleaner sound because of the professional components and preamps that you will have in an interface. You won't get that out of a USB port. All right, guys, so that was pretty much it for this video. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this review. If you did enjoy this review, I'll go ahead and put some links down in the description box to this microphone so you guys can check it out yourself. Again, I'm not getting paid for this video or anything like that. I'm giving you guys my honest review. I'm actually going to go ahead and invest in this microphone myself. I think it'll be a great rig or setup for my son. My son has other condenser microphones that he actually used for a lot of his recordings. But for his gaming, I think this will be a perfect microphone to have just because it's easy. You plug in, you just start playing your game and you start doing your audio voiceover at the same time. I think it's going to be real quick and convenient for him. Again, the microphone sounds great. Also, I'm going to invest in it for myself because this is going to be a secondary microphone just in case, hey, anything happened to my microphones or say if I decide to use this microphone first. I'm pretty happy with the quality of this microphone and I have no problem using it for future videos. So guys, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to give me a thumbs up, share this video, leave me some comments. Do you own this microphone? Let me know what you think about this microphone. Be sure to hit that subscribe button as well as notification bell to get more videos like this in the future. And I'll see you guys soon. Peace. BOSS, I'm a boss. To be a boss like me, it costs. My success got niggas lost. Got many whips in a big ass house. I play hard when I'm in that paint. Haters try, but they really can't. Working 9 to 5. The money I make is a reason they make banks. Foreign women I attract. I'm a boss and that's a fact. You can tell. Look at my bodyguards. They big and dress in black.
Cause I know you've been through a lot. I can see it in your face. No matter what you're going through, I promise you that I'ma be the one to come and save you, girl. Cause I don't really care what he put you through, girl. I know I can be your savior. I promise you that it'll get better.